Start. Hello all. Good evening. Good night almost. Let's get started. Welcome to this Hangout session, and we are part of Indian Students Association at Michigan Tech. Myself Jaya, and
I'm Karthik. I'm Pranav.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Nitin.
This is Rajesh.
I'm Raj.
hello all. So let's get started with a short presentation on many of the related questions that you all have, like housing, pre-arrival information, insurance, on-campus jobs, and stuff. Then once we are done with that, we'll be open for questions. So what you can do is in your yesterday's mail, you might have gotten you got an YouTube link. So go ahead and post your questions in the comment section, and we'll go and answer them one by one. So once again, welcome to this pre-arrival information session. So this is our team, as we all introduced, and we are missing Amrita here. She is back in India. So what is ISA? Like we are a student body here, where we work towards establishing and providing a social and cultural relationship among the Indian nationals as well as with the local people here. So how do we do that? We promote our cultural events like Diwali night, Garba night, Holi night in fall and spring semesters, and also to our Indian community we help in providing all the required information towards pre-arrival, as well as we are also planning to develop a new extended orientation during the first week of fall, which will cover most of the required softwares that are being used, trying on the most of the required softwares. So what we do is, like, in short, we try to make you all feel at home. So, and how does since we are a non-profit organization and nobody funds us, we students fund ourselves. So we have a nominal membership fee of $20 for 2 years. So this would cover it's kind of a simple fee, which will cover discounted prices for all the ISA events, as well as it will also provide you an opportunity to get training on all sorts of basic softwares that we are planning to offer. So moving ahead, like I am pretty sure, like most of you guys or most of you people might have done with your visa interview and planning on how to arrive to Houghton. So, and you should have got a mail from IPS regarding the arrival options. So what, as IPS recommended, we also strongly recommend to take the bus, because the chance of canceling the flight cancellations are pretty high, and even though if you get your flight, there are chances that your baggage might not arrive on time, and there is only like a couple of flights that are running from Chicago to Houghton, and only from Chicago the flights will come to Houghton. So there are no other cities also, like no other flights from other cities flying in here. So keeping this in mind, it would be better to take the bus. But the only thing is, after doing 24 hours or 26 hours flight journey from India, it would be a bit painful to sit on bus for a few more hours and come here. But that is better option compared to waiting at Chicago with flight cancellations and stuff. And I'm pretty sure, like, you all got a IPS mail and they have a Google form in that. Go ahead and register your bus ticket at the earliest, because as far as the information from IPS, the buses are already 50% full on both the days. So it's better you do it at the earliest, and they can also, like, if they have more requests for additional tickets, then they can also go ahead and get another bus for you guys. Housing options. So we had lots of questions regarding housing. So there are on campus as well as off campus housings. So first, let's go with on campus. On campus, we have 3 options: 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedroom. You can see the rent and the maximum number of people that can share an apartment. So make sure that you never go beyond this number stated here. Like the 1 bedroom can hold only 2 people as per public safety rules. So if you are more than 2 people, if you are planning to have more than 2 people, then you'll be in a trouble. So keep that in mind. And apart from that, the main pros with on-campus accommodation is like it's on campus, so you have everything connected, and you have everything covered in your rent itself. Like no need to pay any extra for electricity, gas, heating, water, or internet. So everything is covered, and you have a transportation starting from morning 7 o'clock to night 9:15. So during winter season, this would be really helpful, because it's really painful to walk in snow. And imagine a situation where you have minus 15 degrees centigrade outside and wind blowing at somewhere around 20 miles, and it's really painful. Okay, and the only disadvantage is like there are very limited number of apartments, and you should apply at the earliest possible. So if you didn't apply till now, so make sure you go ahead and apply now as soon as possible. So once again, like people might be joining late now, so there is an YouTube link that you got in your mail. Open that. Just put your questions in the comment section of the YouTube link. We will go ahead and answer them accordingly once we are done with the presentation. Moving on to off-campus housing. So there are these 3 links that you can go ahead and check, where you can find off-campus housing, and like all the details regarding that. So the one of the main thing to look at off-campus housing is like make sure most of the utilities are covered. Even though if they don't cover electricity, make sure the gas, water, and heating are covered in the bill. And apart from that, make sure if they can provide you internet as well. So that would be somewhat of coverage. And you can also check barcode.mtu.edu. Here there might be vacancies for, like in an apartment, there are some people who sublet a part of the apartment, so you can go ahead and check this as well. Oh, insurance. Okay, this is a pretty complicated one. So there are links provided in this documents towards insurance. So make sure that you sit on this and spend quality amount of time, and understand each and every term on the insurance, because it's really important to understand insurance before you purchase it. And here university prefers Aetna, even though it's very expensive, since it has tie-ups with the university and campus health facility. We recommend to have this insurance rather than having any other insurance, but it's up to you to decide. And there is good amount of coverage given in this insurance compared to other insurances. And if tomorrow if you have any questions or concerns related to insurance, you can go ahead and directly talk to student health office here. They will help you out with most of the things and most of the doubts that you have. But whereas with other insurance, they cannot help you because they are not endorsing that. So this is a summary of Aetna insurance. So as you see, like most of the things are covered, and it's like a maximum deductible, which is like student will have to cover maximum of 3,000 per year. Like if there is something bill of 20K, I get $20K, 3,000 has to be paid with student for the first 3,000. Like regardless of the bill, the first 3,000 will be paid by student. And at any given occasion, the maximum amount of pay that student will pay will not cross more than this, that is $6,350. So moving on, there is another policy, like insurance policy that from ISO, which most of the students do take here. And it is also like comparatively okay, but as I said, it doesn't have anything like in any hospitals doesn't much endorse here at Houghton. So once if you are if you are sick or injured, then you have to pay first and go ahead and claim the bills, or you have to send those bills to the insurance to get it done. You can find the more details in these links, in both the links here. So we'll provide this document to you in mail, so you can go ahead and read through this as well. And one final tip is, like if you are above 25, don't even consider taking ISO. It is better to take Aetna, which is cheaper in that sense. Moving ahead, like on-campus jobs. So this is one of the hot questions like everyone has, like how do we get an on-campus job? So the answer for that, we also don't know that. It's like mostly dependent on how hard you try with speaking with the supervisors. as well as whether there are any options or not. So the most popular places are like dining services, employs huge number of student employees. So there are Wadsworth Hall, McNair, Dining, and MUB. Our campus has a cafeteria, so they all do recruit students for serving food as well as cleaning the dishes and the dining area. And apart from that, there is audition crew job at Rosa Center, which are which are very limited compared to dining, but these are kind of jobs that are available. And apart from that, you also have a library research assistant job. And as an international student, we are allowed to work only 20 hours per week, and our pay here is somewhere around $8. So job postings can be seen in this link, as well as you can also search Husky jobs in Google, and you'll find the MTU website, MTU Career Service website, where you can go ahead and apply for this on-campus jobs, as well as interns and co-ops. So these are the next three slides are like collection of very important web links that you could use for your for any queries related to department or international program service or grad school or anything. Like this covers most of the things. So with this, like since this is a short presentation, with this we'll stop here, and we'll move to answering some of your questions. So go ahead and just put on your questions in the comment section of the YouTube channel. We'll answer now. Let's see. Good. So the first question is from one suggestion is like, please put your name while writing questions. Don't put some of your chart head names or something like that. So I am going to skip this part of the question that where I can't understand the name. So I'm going to the next one. It's from Nikhil Reddy. Is the shuttle service from Daniel Hedge to university is free? Yes, it is free because it is covered in your fees. So you no need to pay anything towards this. So it's available from morning 7 o'clock to night 9:15. And you also have a Walmart shuttle during semesters, like it runs from afternoon 1 o'clock to 6:30. So we can also use that to go to Walmart and get required things. Okay. The next question is by Kari Sagar. What basics do I need for embedded sensors networks? We are also not sure, like, because I'm from power systems domain and most of people here are mechanical, but I'll recommend you to mail us at isacom@mtu.edu so that we can find a person who can answer this and get back to you at the earliest. There is a question from Sumit Das. How should I bring the fees for the college, draft, or any other method? Okay, there are mostly people do wire transfer and peer transfer when they are back in India itself. So try using that, and you can also bring a demand draft. But I guess you'll be end up paying some more fees for the demand draft as well. But I'm not sure. You could mail it register@mtu.edu. They will provide all the payment methods that you can utilize.
And also, like one of my friends actually got in $10,000 in cash from home, because like you can carry up $10,000 legally, basically. So it's not recommended because it's a huge amount of cash which you can will end up carrying, but you also have that option just in case. I'm just putting it out there.
Another question from Sumit Das. Should I bring the textbook fees also in draft form? Textbook fees, I'm not sure. Like most of us, we try to avail the facilities that are available on campus, like getting textbook from the library or borrowing it from interlibrary loan, and we can have it for 2 months. And if the textbooks are available in India, it's better to buy there rather than buying it here, since it's very costly, and minimum cost of any textbook would be somewhere around $100. And apart from that, if you really want to buy books here, then you can use your debit card and buy it. No need to bring any money. I mean, especially some demand draft towards textbooks. There is another question from Sandesh Rao. Charges for Etna under 25. That is same for Etna under or above 25. The charges remain same. I guess there are somewhere around. One second.
740 for fall and spring
Mhm.
put together. I think it's a little more.
So it costs around per year. It costs around $1,325 for fall semester. The last fall semester price are $541, but it might change. They didn't release their new prices yet. So I have replied with a link to your question in YouTube, so you can also check that.
I think you missed a question.
Yeah.
You missed this question.
Okay. Yeah. Sagar Patel, he has a question regarding DH waiting list. This is really like it's not in our hands to say whether you'll get an apartment or not. Considering 131, it might look a huge number, but people did got Daniel Heights apartment who were applied in June last year. So like when they applied at the last moment, also they got an apartment. So we can't say anything on that. But Ryan Bennett and housing would be the proper contact persons to answer this question. So go ahead and mail them, and also start looking for roommates and people who try to contact people who already got accommodation, so whether they can put you in their room or not. Sumit Das, there is another question from Sumit Das. What subjects should I register for? I have an admit for mechanical engineering. Okay, so this is kind of a vague question, to be frank. You should first decide on what you want to pursue in your masters, because masters is unlike bachelor's. Masters has specializations under each department. Like mechanical has controls, engines, and fluid dynamics, HEV, design. So you have to decide on which specialization you are going for. Then you can think of then we can suggest some courses that are available. So first go ahead and think on those lines and let us know, then we can recommend you. Most of the courses are already booked. Do they get free? Add new leads till the fall classes start. So it depends majorly on this is a question from Pankaj Kalan. He is asking about whether the courses whatever he is looking for are already booked, and whether they will add new seats or not. So in this case, the first thing that we would recommend to do is like go ahead and mail the professor, ask him to put you on roster and waiting list. So once if anyone drops the course, he will be added to the class roster. Or if there are many people waiting on the list, there might be chances professor may increase seats. But the first thing to do is go ahead and mail professor.
Actually, we also faced a similar situation last year, We mailed our graduate program director in order to increase the seats. So you can do that also.
Yeah, there are instances where an additional class is also added. For example, in the last semester, there was a class which had only 40 seats available, but there were approximately around 30-35 people on the waiting list who wanted the same class. So what they did was they added an additional class. So there are a lot of chances that you will be getting the subject you want, so which you like. So but it all depends on how the demand and the number of people who have approached them. Like if there are more number of people, they'll definitely add an additional class, or they might add some additional seats.
Okay. Moving on to next question by Shravan Mehra. Chance of getting DH in spring, and when should I apply for that? Okay, now apply for your fall housing, and once if you didn't get it, it will be automatically moved to spring housing application. So you don't need to do anything on that. Or even if you want to postpone your application to spring housing, you can just mail them saying that I have applied in fall and please postpone it to spring housing. Saying that chances of getting is like very slim, because number of people vacating in fall and are considerably less compared to summer, because people normally get from most of the people who get apartment in fall are the new students that arrive here, and they tend to stay like till end of the summer. So chances are very slim, but you can try that.
No, even if you don't get an apartment in DH, what you can do is you can keep, as you're already there in the aspirants list, you can on FB you can keep you can wait for some time. I think DH, the housing department, is going to give out new apartments, allot new apartments, maybe by the end of June or something. So once people start getting their apartments, so a few people who have, maybe you're telling us that your waiting list is somewhere around 131. There are people who have, like, within the first 25 or maybe first 40 might get an apartment. So the people who get these apartments, they'll be looking for roommates. So they'll be posting a lot of things, like they'll also be looking for roommates and other stuff, and they'll be posting that in the aspirants page. So I think the best thing you should be doing is to keep having an eye on the aspirants page too, so that you'll find someone who's actually looking for a house roommate.
Okay, moving on to text from Sandesh Rao. Could you share the slide with all the links related to MTU? We'll be sending you all a mail after this meeting, so you'll have the PDF attachment of all these slides that we've gone through today, so you can use that. Okay, the next question is from Sumit Das. Earlier he asked about courses to register for in mechanical engineering, and he's planning to specialize in HEV. So maybe Karthik, you can answer this.
For HEV specialization, the subjects which are for fall is intro to hybrid electric vehicles and intro to hybrid electric vehicles lab, and vehicle batteries and cells, which is offered by material science department. And these are the main courses related to HEV. So these courses are undergrad courses. So you have to wait for some time for the undergrads to register it first, and then we faced a similar situation last time that it was closed. The seats were closed. So you have to make a program director or the professor, John Baird, to get the seats. So according to the demand, the seats increases. So for specialization in HEV, you have to take intro to HEV lab, and in order to take advanced HEV lab, these are the prerequisite courses.
So the next question is from Sandesh Rao. Do you arrange for temporary housing pre-arrival in case if housing on campus is unavailable? So arranging temporary accommodation is like completely not recommended, but we might arrange for a day or two, not more than that, because it's up to the owners who own the apartment to let other people to stay and use their apartment. So we cannot really say that, but we strongly encourage to look for a roommate or look for an off-campus accommodation. And if you have any trouble in that, make sure to use all the given info and try to search an apartment. And you could also mail us or message us at any time. We will also help you on searching these apartments. So the next question is from Nikhil Reddy. Suppose if any of our relatives come to Hootan, can they stay in our rooms at Daniel Heights for 1 to 2 days? Yes, they can stay at your house for not more than, I guess, 3 days.
I think it's four probably 4 to 5 days.
4 to 5 days, but if it is relatives and it doesn't, I mean, if your roommates are okay with that, then it doesn't matter at all. The next question is from Abhishek Jadhav. When should I contact professors for research assistantship? Should I contact them through email before arriving at Michigan Tech? So this is a common question, like what I got or what many of us got from Fall 15 students. So it is always recommended to come here and meet them face to face and let your all research thoughts and everything have a clear discussion with them rather than emailing them, because most professors would be busy and will not reply your emails, and you might end up in disappointment if they don't reply to you. So it is better to come here, see all the professors, and try to speak with their research team of students, and then go and meet him and discuss your research views. Next is from Kahan Paresh Shah. What are good off-campus options in case we are unable to secure DH apartments? So good off-campus options is like Julian Properties is one of the biggest thing here. Apart from in all the off-campus options, Julian Properties is the main thing. It's very close to campus. So we provided that link in the slides. So you can go ahead and check their properties as well. And apart from that, try to search anything which is 1 mile within the radius of the campus. That could be a better option. And make sure, as I said earlier, make sure they cover most amount of utilities like gas, electricity, heating, water, and try to see that they cover most of them. So that would be like, try to search within 1 mile radius of the campus. That would be easy for you to walk during winter time. Lohita Rani has a question on how about the immunization requirements. Okay, there is not any mandatory immunizations that you need at Michigan Tech, but if you search MTU immunizations in Google, you'll find an recommended immunizations that you need to take, but it is just recommended, it is not mandatory. Most of us didn't take any immunizations coming here, but it's up to you to decide on that. And the other question from Smith Das, suggest me subjects to take up Sumit Das, we already answered this question, so I'm going to skip this and moving on. Sagar Patel, I have registered for dynamic systems and control, intermediate dynamic and analytical vibrostatics. I'm looking for specialization in which how many courses are related to my specialization. Okay, so if you see our Facebook, I'll post you a message in your reply comments. It's from one of our student here who is specializing in NVH. You can go through that and contact that person for your to clear more doubts. But whatever information that he has provided us covers most of the things like courses that are required to take and professors who are working and stuff. So I'll just post as a reply to your YouTube comment. So go ahead and check that. So the next question is from Abhishek Jadhav. Is it recommended to contact professors? Okay, I guess Abhishek Jadhav, as I replied earlier, it is better that you come here and talk to professors because it's even professors prefers a face-to-face interaction rather than a mail.
No, but even if you are willing to do that, you can go ahead, because if you find that some professor is doing some kind of a research in the field of interest which you have, I think you can also mail them before coming here, because I have seen like 3 to 4 people who have done that. Like they have contacted the professor 3 to 4 months before coming to MTU, and they have already shared their interest, and the professor already knows the profile. They have actually shared the profile right back, right from India, and the interaction has started already. So that would also give you a head start when you come here. It should not be like once you come here you just go and introduce yourself, but it would be a better option to start your communication. But always the effective form would be to come and speak to the professor face to face. But if you have already started your interaction from India itself, that would give you an edge over the others.
Okay, give us a minute, we'll be back again.